Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. It's Friday, June the 14th. The year's 2019. Let's talk trading. The weekly wrap up. So, hopefully, this week you've been using money and risk management on each and every trade. Looking at the weekly, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs that did not fill the gap. And as you can see here on the euro yen, it filled that gap because it gapped up, it filled it and then some. And on the daily, the week turned red, the day is red, we're still red for the year, but we're still up for the month. But notice here on the daily, 1, 2, 3 opens below the previous candle's midpoint, and you can see the results. You see it went back the other way, crossed the open. So with the midpoint bias on the daily, you can see here's the midpoint. It went up, didn't make it, so you would take all the short entries using that midpoint bias. Short entries right here at the open line. I'm curious, is anybody out there using the midpoint bias in their trading? Now, this screen, we haven't seen it in a while because I took a bunch of the different charts off of the one of the video portfolios just because it seemed like I was rushing through a lot of screens and people weren't understanding. But here we have the opening day for the week, first day of the week. And then first trading day of the week, that is. You see here price broke out to the upside on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, it broke down here. And now here's the first trading day of the month. You can see prices right back here in this zone. So look for a breakout either to the upside or to the downside later this month, because we're about today is halfway through the trading days of the month of June. So 2 weeks into the month and 2 weeks to go. And once again, we're still above the open for June, but as you can see here, red everywhere else. And on the range, you can see clearly right here, we've entered that range once again. And if you remember, beginning of the week, I told you about this inside bar. And you can see here, once again, we came in there on Monday, right? Then on Tuesday, shot above it. Wednesday, went below it. Thursday, in and out, and you can see what's happened. So that inside bar trade, once again, proving to be very effective trading those levels. Of course, please remember that these videos are for educational purposes only and that your results may differ from mine. So if you need to, seek professional help from an accredited financial professional. And now a load of malarkey. And here we can see on the range for the day, we've only got 2 over 100. I mean, it's just like there's no action. I'm wondering what's causing this to happen. Not that it really matters, but you can see here price broke out of the previous day's low, and we're about 50 pips below it at the moment. On the holo, you can see here, we've got the weekly H1 lowest open this hour right here. So 64 would be a long trigger if you're doing the holos. And you can see where the other holo levels are. The buy zone, we had the pivot point above the open, and you can see we missed another pivot. And did I miss a screen? No. And the rat zone, euro yen, is definitely right here in the rat zone, 67 pip range. So we've got enough. So green rats look to get cheese somewhere here. And see the miss pivot there and a miss pivot there. So for June, we cleared out this missed pivot and this missed pivot. See that? And so now we've got a couple of new missed pivots for June. Price action. There's your 3-ball. You see price came into the 50-60 range here. So we're looking for price to exit the 60-70 area, either to the upside or to the downside, because we know price doesn't like staying in between these lines. It just doesn't. Wick zone right through it. Not much of a wick zone, so the in and outs were frequent, and then finally to the downside. One of my favorite trading screens, once again, just trading horizontal lines. You see there really wasn't that much to have here and here. Once again, finally got a nice move. And you can see here only about 3 pips of range. The tick chart, it's Friday. It's, 12:05 New York time. They're all out to lunch. And you can see right here, when I open this trading profile, and there we have it. Once again, looking at the different highs here on the 1-minute chart to determine what's happening with price. You can see it's been taking out lows, so obviously price just took out another low right there live, so you can see which way price is moving. Kind of makes it simple. And just in case if you're wondering, you see it just took out another low. And this is the TRO-HL5 indicator. And see, only show not crisscross true. If you do that, then anytime price crisscrosses a line, it will take it out. So we only want to show the ones where price hasn't crisscrossed the line. So if the bid crosses above this 62.4, then that line will be taken out. And so we're on the 1-minute chart, so you can see we're putting highs and lows on each candle because we want to see, is price going up or down? And for those wondering, these aqua lines are showing inside bars. So you can trade inside bar breakouts. And of course, you can do this on different time frames. You can switch over to M5. As we wait for the data to load. Oh, and I don't know if I have that chart in this portfolio, but one of the traders was having a hard time. He was trying to mimic the 1400 lines, and he sent me a chart, and he's sent a video, and then I looked at it, and I had to smile because I guess he's in a different time zone, so he had it set for 1400. But you see, those lines only work for the current day, and he's saying, "See on my chart, 1400 lines aren't showing," but that was for the previous day. It hadn't reached that time period in his time zone yet. So, but I guess that's a easy mistake to make. You have to make sure that that time has passed, or you have to wait for it. And so, like I said, that one I had to kind of chuckle because it's an easy mistake to make. And I guess I haven't looked at the 5-minute chart in a while because it's taking forever to load. But if you want to look at the chart, you can see there was an inside bar here. So there was money to be made. There was one here, money to be made. Now there we go. And so that's what it looks like on the 5-minute chart. You can see we had it. That's weird. For some reason, the inside bar indicator just turned off. Wonder why that was. In and out. Edit. Okay. Go back. And here we go, just the different timelines here. And as you can see, everything's in red on those opens. And here we go, 159 pips on the weekly range, 67 today. And you can see we actually hit the ATR. D1 open minus ATR 5 through ATR 11. So this was the minimum, this was the maximum ATR. Over the past, I think, 13 days is what I check. I checked between ATR 2 and 14. So, okay, you can see prices now coming up off of that holo. We were in the ATR zone. So we're at 7 pips off the low. We know price is usually about 20 pips or better off the low, rat zone. So there's your Larry live trade right there. And once again, looking at the weekly open, you can see how many times price crossed it during the week and what happens. So sometimes you get a little, and sometimes you get a lot, taking that last cross. Oh, and there's some on the wick zone trades. I guess there's some people having a problem. The easiest way, you're looking at the daily wick zone. Let's see, can I pull back here? No, I guess I'll get into it next week. So let's just wrap up the week here. And just remember, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So come back next week and let's drain the banks.